Emily.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. All right, everyone, we have the surveyor's budget to review, and that is page 13 in your packet.
Actually, we have some changes to make to my budget reasoning request. So last year when I was in here, we talked about getting a quote for the new OSEC printer downstairs.
Yes.
After a year, I got a quote for a new printer, which is awesome. And I don't need a line item for that. We're gonna pay for it with the recorder's office out of our perpetuation funds. So I don't need the lease payments anymore.
Well, this is the kind of budget I like to review. I mean, I like to hear. That's great. Okay.
Yeah, I talked with Terry in the recorder's office. We both use the printer. I print with it, but we scan in all her surveys and put it into her Laredo system, so she has offered to help pay for our printer. And I do have a quote for one. If you guys would like to see it, you guys can pass it around.
Yes, that would be great.
So that line item, that's the lease payments line item?
Yep.
40102, correct?
Yes.
Just making sure we get the right.
I will still have the old printer for a while. It takes a while to get the new printer in because everyone is still behind from COVID. So once I get it in and we all approve it and everything, I'll still have the old printer for a little bit until I get the new one in.
How old is that one?
We got it in 2015.
Now, is that the big one?
Is that something another office could use?
Yeah, actually, we use it, the recorder's office uses it, we do copies for waste management. We made copies actually for all the AC units that went in here, those big blueprint plans, you all saw those on paper one printer. And actually a lot of citizens of the county come in and use it because we're like one of the only offices, I think. That's what we get told.
So the printer that you currently have, is that going to still be in working condition?
Yes,
This new
we
one?
actually just had someone come in and do a checkup on it.
Okay. Will that go to another department then, or will you have both of these printers?
It'll trade in value.
Oh, you are going to trade in the existing printer? Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. And then other than that, we're still working out the final details on our maintenance agreement. Usually it's a reduced cost for the first 5 years. After you're out of that, it goes up. So I'm still in the details with that. I haven't heard back on that. Our amount we have right now should cover it. If it doesn't, I'll come up here immediately and let you guys know. But we should be good to go on that too. And other than that, the only request I've asked for is raises for the employees in the office.
Emily, there are a couple line items that you have that are unspent that I want to ask to see if you'll be planning on spending those this year, and that is your extra health line item and then your contract line item. So if you can just talk about what those particular line items are traditionally used for.
Our extra help is usually used whenever we go to conferences, but we've still been like virtual for conferences this year. So when we go to a conference, the whole office goes, and then we usually have someone come in and work. Irene always says she'll come in and work for us, or Jeff Sauter will come in and usually sit in.
Okay.
So that hasn't really been spent. And then what was the other one you said?
Contract.
The contract.
30108.
The contract is whenever our county needs someone to do a survey, since I'm not a licensed surveyor. I don't think we've had that needed this year. Last year we used it, but I don't think we've needed it this year, so
Okay.
that's why it hasn't been used yet.
It's kind of like one of those things where you always have like legal services. You just have it in case you need it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Any other questions from the council?
In your GIS mapping?
Huh?
In the GIS mapping?
Yep.
Do you pay the contractor on that?
I don't think so. I think I'm included in the county, I'm one of the accesses for the county contract.
The commissioners pay the GIS contract.
Yeah.
Speaking of GIS, I did hear from Posey Township Water about their, during an ARP meeting, I asked if they'd be willing to share their water line data with the county GIS system, and they said yes.
Okay.
So Todd and I both have talked about the importance of having our water line systems in the county on the GIS system as a layer, as well as broadband infrastructure. So is that something where you could be the point person if we could connect Posey Township Water?
Yeah, usually they would just need to have like it in a certain file, And then I'll contact Paul Owens at WTH,
Okay,
and then he'll come in and try to merge them together so that it matches our system.
okay,
Yeah, that's fine.
great.
What did you use for a percentage for your raise?
5%.
Use for
So you just have two, you get 2 employees in there, besides yourself.
Yes, sir.
They've been there the whole time you've been in.
Denise came in February of the first year I got elected, when Di was phasing out, and we hired Denise after that.
Did you have any problem filling that position as far as applicants?
No.
They never have any problems down there because
No.
it's such a pleasant place
It
to
is
work.
a pleasant place to walk in.
I enjoy the office. You guys all nice.
I do too.
All right, any other questions for Emily? Okay, you're free to go. We have a blank schedule on Thursday, so if we need to call you back, we'll call you back on Thursday.
Thanks, guys.
Thank